Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network now presents Let's Talk Sports. We'll take a look at scores and sports stories, talk with coaches, players, and others. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, Kentucky Farmers Bank, River Cities Builders, and J.D. Flooring of Greenup. Now, here's your host for Let's Talk Sports, James Collier.
And welcome into Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. James Collier. I'm an angry James Collier today. I'm mad, Layne. I am fired up. Jeez, oh, Pete. I haven't started with you yet. I haven't got to you yet. I'll save you for later. Man, what an ugly morning it is outside. Rain. It's crazy how we always get every year in February. We get teased, okay, with that beautiful weather, those great temperatures. It's gone. It's raining today, going to rain today, tomorrow, and into Monday. Monday changing over to snow, and then we're back in the 40s and the teens, okay? It's going to settle in like that until about March. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. I'm okay with if it settles in, and then when it comes into March, get out of here, okay? Let's warm up. Let's not start snowing in March. Let's not start flooding in March and all that crap that we usually do. I've got the spring itch, man. I'm ready to go. I've been on the lake twice. You go outside in the mornings, you hear the birds chirping and stuff. There was no birds chirping this morning, probably because that thunderstorm scared them all away. I think it was about 6:30 this morning. They dropped a nuclear bomb around sometime around this area because it shook the entire house when that thunder went off. And it was crazy. Only one big clap of thunder this morning, and that was it. But yeah, it's going to be ugly. So if you're out and about today, give yourself a little bit extra time. The rain is going to hang around for most of the day. We got a busy show today. We're going to talk with Mandy, Layne from Russell. They've got a big one tonight over at the Palace with Raceland. And the number one seed is on the line. And this is not normal for Russell in the 63rd District. They haven't lost in the 63rd District since 2016. That was to Raceland in a triple overtime thriller at the Palace, 48-46. Tonight, if Raceland would pull off the monumental upset of the century and beat Russell, they would both finish 5-1 with a split on the regular season, which would force a coin flip for the district tournament. Now, if Russell wins, Raceland's the 2, and then Lewis and Greenup will flip for the 3 and the 4. So that's what we're going to talk about. And again, it's all about taking care of your own business, but that's uncharacteristic for Russell to be in that position. So we'll see how that plays out from there. We're going to go to Greenup and talk to Corey Allison. His Musketeers a win last night over Russell. They're 5-0 in the district, but the district is set. Greenup's your 1, Russell's your 2. Raceland defeated Lewis last night. They're the 3, and Lewis will be the 4. So that's what the 63rd district on the boys' side will look like. Of course, there's a little football game this weekend playing on. You might have heard about it. I think it's Super Bowl LVIII. Yeah, out in Las Vegas. Chiefs and 49ers, I'll make my picks. Again, I say this disclaimer every time. Listen for my picks, and then go bet the house opposite, okay? And you're guaranteed to be a winner. We know how my picks always work out. They suck. And, of course, at the end of the show, we got the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. We're going to talk a little bit about trust. A little bit about trust this week and why it's got our society in shambles. Hey, real quick before we go to our first break, Tim Kennedy, Coach Kennedy, he was a coach when I played high school basketball, hit me up on Twitter last night and wants me to get some information out. So the OVC boys middle school just finished up their tournaments. In the small schools, Raceland won both the 7th and the 8th grade finals. In the 7th grade, they defeated West Carter 59-41. 8th grade defeated West Carter 40-38. In the large school, Ashland won both 7th and 8th grade. They beat Boyd 52-35, and Ashland won in the 8th grade game 64-55. The league has 16 schools, 8 small, 8 large. In the small schools, Raceland, McKell, Wurtland, Fairview, Lewis, West, Elliott, and Bath. In the large school, Ashland, Boyd, Russell, Louisa, East, Rowan, Fleming, and Mason County. So Coach Kennedy got that out to me. I told him I'd get it out on the show this morning. Coach, always appreciative of you of hitting me up on Twitter and getting me stuff like that. I'll get it out for the kids. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We got Mandy, Layne in. We'll talk about some Russell Lady Devils basketball. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stoltz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stoltz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Cool Kids, the greatest songs of all time. 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Let's go to the phone lines. Join us now, head coach for the Russell Lady Red Devils, Mandy Layne's in. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. 4-game winning streak heading into the game tonight. And unfamiliar territory, I think, would be the key to say. This late in the season, and you're playing a game that could decide the number one seed. A win tonight by you guys, you're the one seed. A loss, which would be monumental, the first time you've lost in district since 2016, that forces a coin flip. Does it feel different going into a game with a little bit still left on the line with that top seed?
Yeah. But like always, we're approaching it like any other game. So, we don't try to, discuss the win streak or, we're playing for the one seed. We've been focusing on, getting better as a team and, trying to get ready for the postseason.
This 4 games run that you guys have going on started with the Boyd County win, 67-47, handily winning over Lewis, Greenup, and Menifee County. What have you liked about what you've seen from your kids over this 4-game stretch?
I really like our continuity right now. I really feel like our team defense and our speed is really, starting to take over along with our pressure. And I've actually been really happy with the way that we've been running our sets and sharing the basketball. And knock on wood, we've been shooting the ball really well.
Having the ability to get Shaylin off the ball and allowing her to work off of a wing, how much more does that major offense move the way that you want to see it move?
It's been great. Bella's done a great job running the point, and, like we say, we become less predictable that way, and we definitely become less predictable when, we've had a few games where Bella, Ken, and Gab have stepped up and hit 3 or more threes. So, when we can spread it out like that, and like I said, you can't just pick Shay up as soon as she crosses half court. I just feel like that makes a big difference.
Because of that unpredictability, how much more has that allowed Bella to also get those open looks and be able to shoot more with confidence?
I've definitely seen her confidence grow, and we continue to be on her about, you got to look for your shot too. And, she's had a great year shooting the basketball, and she's looking to drive also. And, as I told Matthew Sparks the other night, she does a great job finding Courtney and Hannah, who are also great additions that, they'll make layups and, cut to the basket and, been able to hit some jump shots too. So we've really done well with distributing the basketball.
Courtney's been a good addition to your rotation this year from the starting five, and again, a young lady that she runs very well. I've been in races several times with her. I don't see her very often. She's usually at the front of the pack leading the way, but she's one of those that she's very active. She works around the basket very well, and she can get to the rack when she needs to.
Absolutely. I mean, she's just crazy athletic, and she does a great job going to get rebounds. And like you say, her and Hannah are both great at running the floor and helping us in our transition game. And, defensively, she's guarded so many of the other team's post players, and she's done a really good job.
Hannah's a young lady that this is the senior season that I think she would have liked to have seen maybe in her junior year, but maybe that kind of that light went off that, okay, this thing's coming to an end, but she has really taken her game to that next step this year, and more importantly, providing you a scoring threat and a post presence down low, but more importantly, that leadership role on the floor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's so positive and good with the younger girls, and they really look up to her. She's our vocal leader, and I've just been really proud of her physicality and her ability to protect the rim. And, the great thing, too, about her is she's been able to step out and hit some threes for us, which has also spread the floor. And like you say, she does a great job running the floor and getting her, like I told her, she can get 10 points just by running the floor. And she's really bought into what we're doing, and I'm really proud of her.
Kennedy Darnell, I have to always pinch myself and remind me that she's only a sophomore. It seems like she's been playing basketball forever, but I remember her as a seventh grader, and I mean this when I say this, people, I do not mean this in a bad way, but as a seventh grader, she looked like a deer on her new legs. And you've watched her kind of grow into what she is right now, and as a sophomore, she looks like she's a senior out there playing. She has so much confidence, and the way that her game has progressed, she is phenomenal on the basketball floor.
Yeah, absolutely, and, I mean, some people would say she's our third scoring option, and let's be honest, I mean, on most teams, she would be their first scoring option. So she's really settled in, though, letting the game come to her. As I said, her and Gab have had some games where they've hit three or more, three-pointers, and, both of them can get to the basket. And, I'm really proud of both of them. They've hung with us, and, they've waited their turn. And, next year, let's be honest, to tell them they're going to be the stars of the show. So, I just this year hope they can continue to grow and have a great off season and be ready to lead next year.
Having the ability to play Kennedy at such a young age, how much have you paid saw those dividends pay forward now you've got her in the starting rotation as a sophomore?
I mean, it's just huge. I mean, she's really bought into not only our offensive system, but our defensive system. I think it's great from like a winning mentality standpoint and, understanding the importance of running our offense and, looking for your shots. And I just think hoping going in once again into next year that it's going to pay huge dividends and she's going to, keep the Russell tradition going.
A player that's been so huge for you coming off the bench has been Gabby Oborn, and we saw a little bit of this last year, but this year she's been that sixth man. And when she comes in, it's like instant impact. And she's been shooting the basketball so well. And when you get a player like that you can find 7 to 10, 11 points off of the bench each night, that's a key element of a winning formula that goes on your board of being able to get some bench points. And it's becoming a point that those are points that you can expect to see each night when she jumps off the bench.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm really proud of Gab, too, because she's really bought into her role of coming off the bench and being a spark plug and not worrying about not starting. And, like you say, she's instant defense intensity, too, and she's done a great job of, getting steals and layups, and, she's added the three-pointer, and like you say, I mean, she's shooting it with confidence. Jay and them are looking for her, and I've just been really happy with her progress too this year.
Coach, you got a gauntlet of a stretch coming up after the game today with Raceland. You're going to play 3 games in the better part of 4 days: Ashland, Portsmouth, Wayne. Then you wrap things up on the 19th with Boyd County. What do you like about how you close with those 4 contests?
Well, I mean, we're going to see what we're made of, for one, and we're going to. I wanted to do a Friday, Saturday combo. You always want to prepare for the regional tournament if you get into that position. So that's the reason that we're playing Ashland and Portsmouth. And I like playing Portsmouth because they play very similar to Ashland. And Wayne, obviously, is the best team in Class A, and we're going there. So people say that that's an adventure. So I just wanted to make sure that we could continue to work on our weaknesses and see what our strengths were, and it would give us a week going into district tournaments to continue to work on those things. So, we're big on mental toughness and physical toughness. So, we're going to have to grind out this last week, but hopefully it's going to prepare us.
Listen, anytime you go out Wayne, it's a mental toughness atmosphere for sure. It is going to be one of those phenomenal places to go. If you've never been there, it's a really cool place to be for. Again, what you said, it's going to be a good tune-up for what you're going to see in the postseason. Let's talk about your game tonight. A big one over at the Palace with Raceland. They're going to do the Court of Honor night, so there's going to be a ton of people in there. It should be a great environment. Raceland, one of their better years that they've had in district in quite some time. You guys handled them in the regular season as you won that game 74-36. You shot the 3-ball really well that night. 10 of 19. Shea and Bella both put 4 through. What do you take away from that game at the Marv as you transpose into tonight in a game that, again, has a lot riding on the line?
We're going to continue to push the pace, and we're going to, as you know, make it a track meet and continue to apply as much pressure as we can. As you know, Kennedy Taylor, I think she's one of the, better posts in the region, and she had a really good game against us last time, so we've been focusing on, trying to make sure that she doesn't get going early. And, they have three real good guards with Maynard, Boyd, and Atkins. And, they're young, but as we know, we're very familiar that we are going to have to not allow them to shoot open threes and keep them out of the paint. And, as I said, we're going to try to make the game as quick as we can make it.
You talked about trying to slow down Taylor, and then you look at the other side, you've got Maynard, too, who can light it up from pretty much anywhere on the floor. How important is it to not allow one of the two get going, because it seems like when one gets going, the other one feeds off that as well? Are those your big keys of this basketball game, of trying to take away their touches? Or is it more of, let's try to take care of our own business, let's turn this into a half-court game and play it on our half court?
Like I say, we want to play 94 feet, but we can't let Taylor get on the boards for one. That's one of the biggest keys, and making sure that we're doubling and making it hard on her. And it's a good thing with Maynard. As you know, we have multiple, I would consider, great defenders that we can continue to switch off of, and we have to not allow her to have any open looks. And when she drives, we have to get in gaps and make her pass it.
Coach, always a pleasure. I'll see you over at the Palace tonight. Run up after the game. We'll do a post-game.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy. We'll take a break. We come back, we'll head down to Lloyd. We'll talk with head coach for the boys basketball team of Greenup, of Corey Allison. Big win by them last night as they knocked off Russell 66-52. They're the number 1 seed in the upcoming 63rd District Tournament. We'll talk about it when we return after this on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Cool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Cool Hits weather.
Look for showers for your Saturday. Thunder is possible, high of 63. We'll see showers early this evening, coming steady rain late, low of 42. Sunday, showers early, then cloudy in the afternoon, and a high of 53.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Big thanks to Mandy, Layne on the other side of the break for joining me talking some Russell basketball. They'll be over at the Palace tonight. They've got Raceland. It's the Court of Honor game tonight. We'll be on the air beginning at 7:10 or somewhere thereabout, because they will do the ceremony in between the JV and varsity games. So it may be a little bit later tonight when we get started. But 7:30 scheduled tip-off. You can catch all the action right here on the Kool Sports Network and on Kool TV. And again, if you've not done so over on Kool TV, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you see something you like. Hit that little bell. It'll update you each time. Happy to announce again, we went over the 3,000 subscriber mark earlier this week. And we can't thank enough of all of our great subscribers out there to follow, not because of Dwayne. We'd probably been at 5,000 if it wasn't for him. But 3,000 and growing, that's what we want to say here. But that was a monumental thing for us here in just a little bit over a year. Let's go to the phone lines. We head down to Lloyd. Head coach for the Greenup County Musketeers, Corey Allison, is in. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, James. How you feeling?
Hey, doing well. Thanks for joining us, man. What a heck of a win for you guys last night. You take care of business at home. You've got the 1 seed on your home court when the district tournament comes around. How big of a win was that last night for your boys?
Oh, it was huge. And it was crazy because like everything come full circle. Last year, this time, we were going into race. Russell, undefeated Russell, and we ruined their perfect season. And this year, they had an opportunity to ruin ours. And so, yeah, it was huge, and it was a hump that we need to get over. So it was wonderful.
A little bit of a slow start. Russell led it after one. You guys really ratcheted things up defensively. You take kind of control of the game. But Bryson Chandler last night, he was a bull in a china shop. He just kind of went to work inside the paint. And when he gets his going, especially inside the paint, he's a tough pill to swallow. Yeah.
Bryson is, he's like that one parent that, that don't want to give you, your allowance all the time, on time. It's like, come on, can I have my allowance, And I'm like, come on, dude, you got to play. Like, he's probably the most talented on the team, and he's so skilled, but he just shows us every now and then, what he could do. And it comes from a lot of basketball trauma, him not really being on that stage and him having a little confidence issues here and there. And And everything that he's doing right now, like we're seeing too for the first time, and he's like blossoming right in front of our eyes, and he's a key component. And so, you know, we really challenged him to, you know, to step up and take some more leadership, especially on the scoring end. And last night he went berserk. I mean, he probably had about 6 or 7 blocks, and you know, probably double-figure boards. So real proud of him. And like I said, he's been going through it, you know, emotionally and, you know, with his confidence issues. But so he's really been stepping up.
20 points, 15 rebounds. He was a perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line. And anytime you can get one of your big guys to give you numbers like that, that's usually a good part for the puzzle to come away with a victory. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is. And Eli wasn't really having one of his better nights, so you know he kind of deferred to Bryson, and we said that those, you know, these days may come about, and we want to be able to be a team that, you know, if one's not going, the other, you know, next man steps up, you know, and that's what type of team we are. You look at our box score; anybody could be the leading scorer any given night. So we just try to get them all prepared for this moment. Let them know, hey, it could be any one of you at any given time.
Yeah, you look at Underwood and Atkins last night. They go for 3 of 14 from the line. Underwood with 8, Atkins holds with 6. But you had Bradley Atkins and Casey Gammon who step up that go into double figures scoring. And if you get 3 players in double figures, that's usually a good night. If you'd like to try to push it to 4 to guarantee a win, but when you get those guys, like you said, of your starting 5, 3 on any given night is pretty much a guaranteed double figures in scoring.
Yes, I mean, really it is. And if they don't have double figures, like Cohen Underwood, I mean, he brings so much to the table. Like, his box score may not show a double-double, but it's a double-double in regards to, you know, impact on the game, you know. And that's what we try to preach, you know, like, you know, if you're not scoring, there's other ways that you can help the team and you can contribute.
Casey Gammon, I call him carbon monoxide. You can't see him. You don't know he's there, but, man, he is so deadly. And he's a young kid that is really coming into himself. You can tell this year he's playing with a lot more confidence, but he just does all the little intangibles that never shows up on a stat sheet that makes your offense work the way that it needs to.
Yes, and we really challenged him, and I told him, I said, you have to be me on the court. And it was something to adjust to because I know it's hard being me on the sideline. I can get wild, you know. So, but he's starting to embrace that. He's starting to, you know, grab his teammates and you know, look them in the face and giving them direction and encouragement and tell them what they need to do. And so he's really been growing through that. And I credit Carson Wireman, honestly. You know, he was under Carson. You know, he come right behind Carson. I let him know, hey, this is what your big brother did. You know, this is what you have to do, carry the torch. And he's starting to step up, get more comfortable with getting to the basket and scoring. So, and like Bryson, as well, you know, Casey's blossoming right in front of our eyes.
What's the one thing that you've noticed now that you're kind of settled in as your head coaching position? What's the biggest thing that you've seen with your team that's been the growth factor that's taking you where you are? The togetherness and the believing. You know, when I came in, there was a lot of intervention. You know, so it's been a lot of growth mentally into, you know, believing like, hey, you know, I can do this. You know, and that's been the biggest thing. And in the locker room camaraderie, the brotherhood. I mean, these boys, they go out to eat at Trey's or wherever all the time. We do a little team bonding stuff. That has been the biggest thing. And there's never any type of beef or, you know, grief in the locker room. These boys, they stick together. And I think that's the biggest thing. Knowing last night, if you get the win, you lock up the district. Still having one game to play, you go to Lewis County on Thursday night. But having that ability to take care of business on your home floor, how big was that? And especially like you talk about, that growth of your team. Did you expect to see that growth happen the way that it did last evening?
Honestly, I can say yes, but not in a sense of like right then and there. It's like last year, and I tell the boys, I said, the thing with me is, and I have to slow down sometimes. Like I see things beyond what they are in front of me, and the potential. And I was telling them, not seeing district championship at the beginning of the year last year, and I'm thinking, man, you guys are capable of doing it, but I have to slow down, But yes, I seen it. I seen that just tapping into these guys' skills, doing little things in the gym, keeping them in the gym. That was the only thing absent in their life, not being able to have access to to play ball and to go different places and play against different players and going to different cities and states and playing. That was all brand new to them. So just introducing them to that, because none of these boys even play AAU ball. So that's huge with anything in sports nowadays. These kids nowadays, they've been playing since they were little. So we tried to bring that back, bring the blacktop field to, the open gyms, let them just play, pick their own teams, and try to get them to just get more comfortable being on the court.
You took a tough loss to East Carter, 59-51, and that was on the front end of these two big district games with Raceland and Russell. What did you see that didn't go that way that night over in Grayson, and the response that you get from your team to pick up two big district wins, maybe the two biggest wins of your entire season?
Well, first, I apologize to them for, getting too caught up in everything else that was not going our way. They were rattled by the momentum of the game and how, things were, called officiating wise. And I never criticize officials because I'm a 20-year basketball official myself. But I'm telling you, you have to adjust to the whistle. And when we go to different places, it's kind of different, and that night I was telling them, like, it was a good time to grow and understanding that the whistle was going to be different. It's not going to always be the same. You have to adjust. You have to adapt and adjust. And I'm telling, like, as we go into the tournament, we have to be ready for whatever type of flow the whistle was going to be. We have to not wait for the other team to dictate the tempo. We have to do that. And I think that's what it was. East Carter came, they dictated the tempo, and then the whole game just flowed their way. And we were right there the whole time. And I'm telling them, like, listen, no matter how down we get, we're a team that is capable of still being in the game. Don't forget all the previous games that we played before. So I use that as momentum. And we came back in practice and tell them to play with a little chip on their shoulder, to fight back. So, and that was one of the major things.
Today you get a chance to see how your team responds after an emotional win. As you turn around, you've got Morgan County at home tonight, a top 5 team in the region. What do you expect to see from your guys after coming off the big win over Russell, and now you've got a chance, kind of what you would see come tournament time in region, of beating one good team and turning around the next night and having to do it again?
Well, James, you remember last year this time, we were in your office doing this interview live,
sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And we had Morgan County that evening, So here we go again, full circle. But that last time when we lost at the buzzer last year, so we have a chip on our shoulder, And I'm telling, like, listen, look how everything is lining up. I mean, we didn't know I didn't know I was going to have this phone interview with you, but we were talking in regards to how the Russell game lined up. They were undefeated. Now we're undefeated. And then how the Morgan County game is coming right back full circle, and how we are right there with them, and this will be a big region win for us because, I'm telling you, you have to earn some respect outside the district, and beat some quality teams and put a feather in your cap. So last year, like I told you, I thought we were ready, and them boys, and I think tonight we're ready. They have a chip on their shoulder, so it's going to be a huge win. Morgan is a good team. It's going to be a good test, and it's going to bring some things out of my boys that that they never seen. That's what we want, So we'll see.
getting a chance to be the number 1 seed on your home floor when the district tournament starts up at the end of the month, how big is that?
It's huge. Like I said, this is my second year, and these guys have never been in this situation before. So, it's huge for them, and just for them, like I said before, it's bigger than basketball for me, I love these young men, and I want them to have this experience, and then I want them to be able to, carry this on and, aspire to be a basketball coach or, or whatever the case may be with, with any type of sport. They play all 3 sports. So, but it's huge, and I just want them to have this experience. Like I told you before, early in the year in the first interview, just maximizing the moment and, embracing, this time because you only get one shot.
Hey, Coach, for the Greenup County Musketeers, Corey Allison is in. Coach, always a pleasure. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll take a break. We come back. There's a football game playing, I think, tomorrow. It's the Super Bowl. Chiefs and the 49ers. Who have you got? I'll tell you about my side when we return after this here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Tri-State's Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here this morning on this rainy Saturday morning. It's going to rain most of the day. Looking outside the studios, this new parking job that's out here, it's comical. These white lines they put down, you think that they're not guidelines, okay? They're just suggestions. We've got some cars out here, man. It's okay. It's going to be entertaining, folks. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you need a good, cheap night with a family out, just come down here, find a parking place, and park, and just watch people drive through these roundabouts and try to park on this rear parking you have to do. Because now you don't parallel park, you don't pull into your parking, you have to back in. And if you've not watched people back up, it's comical, okay? All these vehicles that they put out that you hit the button and it parallel parks on its own, they're going to have to change that around. They're going to have to put a rear backup feature in them because, Oh, Lord. It's going to be great. Super Bowl 58, it's out in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, 49ers, Chiefs. Who you got? Well, of course, America is all about Taylor Swift and the Chiefs, okay? It's Taylor's league. Shut up. I'm so sick of Taylor Swift. Swifties can go run away. Listen, she's playing a concert over in Japan, and then she's flying back and to be in the Super Bowl, and everybody's like, well, what if she doesn't make it? Guess what? They're still going to play football. If Taylor Swift is not in her luxury suite with Brittany Mahomes, they're still going to play the Super Bowl, okay? That's just the way it happened. She'll be back, okay? I think it's like a 13-hour flight from Japan back over here to Allegiant Stadium. But, the thing is, coming off the West Coast, you get weather. You never know what you're going to run into. So, but 6:30 kickoff. It's on CBS. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will have the call. There's a 50,000% chance that Tony Romo is going to say something stupid in this game. There's times that I love Tony Romo because, he really analyzes things well. And then there's other times when he's, look at this, Jim. He gets off in his tangents. It's like, dude, shut up. It's like, it's too much. But I think he's had one too many concussions in his life, and it's starting to catch up with him. The X factor of this game, it's not the quarterbacks. It's not the seasoned veteran of Patrick Mahomes against the Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy. It's not the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have a decent running back in Isaiah Pacheco, and the 49ers have the stud in CMC, Christian McCaffrey. It's not the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs had their worst regular season under Patrick Mahomes, and they had more drops than any team in the NFL. And on the other side, the 49ers have great receivers, a superb tight end. To me, it comes down to the coaches and Kyle Shanahan. Not Andy Reid. It comes down to Kyle Shanahan. And the fact of it is he has two dark clouds that hang over top of him. You remember a Super Bowl a few years back, the Atlanta Falcons, New England Patriots, 28-3 Falcons leading that ball game? You know who the offensive coordinator was in that game for the Falcons? Kyle Shanahan. You want a dark cloud looming over top of you there. Take that one. And then we fast forward to 2020, which happened to be 49ers and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. 49ers led that game 20-10. Kyle Shanahan, head coach, and they got beat. Kyle Shanahan, when he gets into big games, he gets very tight. And if he goes into this ball game playing it close to the vest and super, super tight, I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs will own them. Now, here's the recipe. And I think we saw this in the AFC Championship. If the 49ers try to go into this game and change their stripes, listen, they're a zebra. The Chiefs, they're a zebra. We know what they can do. If you try to go in the biggest game of the year and change your stripes, what the Baltimore Ravens try to do, they have no chance in this game. But if you do not let Christian McCaffrey touch the football 25 times in a running attack, you are not giving yourself an honest chance to win this football game. And I don't know that 30 times might not be enough. You make Kansas City have to slow you down running the football. And I don't think they can do it. And the other side of it is, if you control the game through the running attack with Christian McCaffrey, you take a lot of the pressure off of Brock Purdy to have to make big throws. Not to say that he can't, but he's never played in a game of this magnitude. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick in the draft. Now, he trailed against Green Bay. They came back and won. He trailed against the Lions. They looked like they were beat in the NFC Championship game. And then all of a sudden, the Detroit Lions remembered, oh, wait a minute, we're the Detroit Lions. And then the 49ers get there. If the Chiefs can find a way to push this out to a 10, 13-point lead, I don't know that the 49ers can do it a third game in a row, especially on the big stage. But if you can keep Brock Purdy into third and short, third and manageable, long sustained drives to where you can't have 3, 4, 5-minute drives that don't result in points. Even if it's field goals, you've got to go get points. But if that's the mantra that they can put together, I like the 49ers. They're favored in this game by 1.5. Okay? That's off of ESPN Bet. Over and under, opened at 47.5. It's still there. Chiefs on the money line plus 101. So they're playing it pretty close to the line here. But the Chiefs are trying to win their third Super Bowl in 5 years. 49ers are trying to win their sixth as a franchise. So, which way does it go? I think that the biggest key for me comes down to the fact of, can the San Francisco 49ers deal with all of the hoopla and the hype around the game? And Kyle Shanahan cannot turn into Coach Klein from The Waterboy. Remember that movie? He tries to hide because Jerry Reed is the big bad coach from the – and if he can remember that, hey, dude, you're coaching in a Super Bowl. You're coaching in your second Super Bowl in 4 years. But you can't be that guy that loses a third Super Bowl because you've already got the 28-3 game hanging over your head as an OC in Atlanta. You gave up a 10-point lead to the Chiefs in the fourth quarter. You can't do it again because then you become Patrick Mahomes' daddy. Or Patrick Mahomes becomes your daddy, I should say. Okay? And on the backside of things, Andy Reid on a bye week is really, really tough. He's one of the best all times. And you have to think, had Andy Reid not been there along the times of Bill Belichick, he probably is considered to be one of the greatest of all time. But he was always shadowed because of what Bill Belichick did in the time there with the Patriots. And I'm not saying that he's not a Hall of Fame coach. He's a heck of a coach. The guy is great. And here's the thing. If they win the Super Bowl, they being the Kansas City Chiefs, does Andy Reid hang it up? Does he go out in the sunset on top, not being one of these coaches that hang around a little bit too long? I don't know. But here's my official pick. So get your checkbooks ready, people. I'm going 49ers. I like Christian McCaffrey. And the thing of it is that although, yes, the Chiefs have played well in the postseason, we've got to remember one thing. They are not an offensive juggernaut that they have been in the past. Travis Kelce all of a sudden decided to wake up after playing god-awful. He had caught a touchdown in like 6 weeks, and now all of a sudden he gets in the postseason. It's like, oh, there's Travis Kelce we've been expecting. Now, if Travis Kelce goes out and has 10 balls and 137 yards and a couple scores, I don't think that there's any chance that the Kansas City Chiefs lose this football game. But the big thing is, who can value the football? Who can establish a running game? Isaiah Pacheco's been nursing an ankle injury. Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have the receivers that he's always had. You know, the Cheetah went to the Dolphins. You lose a guy like a Tyreek Hill, it changes things. And the fact of it is that the Chiefs had more drops than any other team in the NFL football this year. You can't have those types of drops in the biggest game of the year. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going 49ers 28, Chiefs 24. Taylor's going to cry as her boy loses in the big game. That's my pick. So there you go. Get your checkbooks out. Go bet the house on the Chiefs and Taylor Swift. All right, we're taking a break. We come back. It's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. We're going to talk a little trust this week. You better get ready for this. I've been stewing on this one since Monday. That's when we continue here. Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Cool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Cool Hits weather.
Look for showers for your Saturday. Thunder is possible, high of 63. We'll see showers early this evening, coming steady rain late, low of 42. Sunday, showers early, then cloudy in the afternoon, and a high of 53.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Time for the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. Borders Sporting Goods US 60 in Canonsburg for all your hunting and fishing needs, as well as those Liberty gun safes. See the good folks at Borders Sporting Goods out in Canonsburg. Open house next week, Friday and Saturday. They'll have lots of stuff going on. They'll have pros in the house. We'll be there to answer your questions, help you with the stuff. I'm going to be out there as well. I'm going to do my show from there next Saturday morning. So Brad and I will be talking some stuff there with Borders. I'll bring you all the updates of all the stuff going on around basketball and stuff as we get deep into basketball season. But the open house next Friday and Saturday 12 to 6, or 10 to 6, I'm sorry, out at Borders. But stop by, see them. They're going to have tons of fishing sales going on. You know, it's spring fishing season coming. So get out there, get stocked up. They've got all kinds of great stuff still going on in those Liberty gun safes. But see Brad and the gang out there. They'll get you all squared away. Yeah, we've got somebody that just did a U-turn on the other side of Winchester Avenue and is trying to pull into a parking spot. There we go. Here's your sign, my friend. Jeez, oh, Pete. Like I told you, people, it's free. Absolutely free admission to come down here and watch the traffic pattern on Winchester Avenue. It doesn't cost you a penny. You know, you may look across the street and look and say, one of these things isn't like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Remember that song? Yeah. That's you, my friend. Either way, let's talk a little bit about trust. You know, I think about where we are in society, and you hear all of the people, they speculate about the Super Bowl and NFL games being rigged, and I don't know that they are or they aren't. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that leaves some speculation to be led to. But you know, you talk about the people saying, well, of course the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl. The NFL wants them there because of Taylor Swift and all the Swifties. You know, they said they reported out since she showed up around September with Travis Kelce, she generated somewhere around $331.5 million for the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. But the issue of it is that there's still that looming thought out there, okay, maybe all of this is scripted, okay? There's still people that believes that the 2020 election was not legit, okay? The problem of it is, and this is where we are, is that we have zero trust in our society. Why do we have no trust? Well, two reasons. One, because there's a conspirator on every avenue, on every corner of the world, okay? If you look at them and tell them that the sky right now is gray, they're going to say, nope, it's blue. I know it's blue. It's like these idiots that's out there that's saying 2 plus 2 is 4 is racist. That's stupid. I'm a mathematician. I don't have to be a mathematician to realize 2 plus 2 is 4. There's nothing race-related in there. But why are you saying stuff like that? Because you want to cause drama. You want people to listen to you. But the basic fact of it is that where did we go to where your word meant something, a handshake was all that it took, and you believe that when somebody said something was going to happen, it was going to happen? Take for instance, this right here. This week, Bill O'Brien, former offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, went to Ohio State as an offensive coordinator. Yeah, he just left. He's now the head coach at Boston College. Chip Kelly was the head coach at UCLA. He's now the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. And you hear about all these people talking about the players should not be allowed to transfer. Why? Coaches do it. Coaches just say, screw your 6-year contract. I'm going over here because I can get paid more. If they can do it, why can't the players do it? They're not making a penny. Now, some of them are now with NIL. But the basic fact of it is that what happened to believing when somebody says something, that is the truth. And, of course, we all tell white lies. That's part of your DNA, okay? Some are just a little wider than others, okay? Dwayne's is glowing, by the way. But, hey, this guy got the memo. He knows how to park. But on the backside of that, I guess I'm just an old fart now is all it is, okay? But I miss the way things used to be. When, as a kid, you knew where your friends were because you found the park that all the bicycles were in, or the side of the woods where all the bicycles were dumped in because we're playing in the woods, or the one house where all the bicycles are in the yards. That's where your friends were, okay? We played outside. We didn't play on phones. Heck, if you got on the telephone at the house, you got in trouble. Get out of the house. I don't know how many times my mom never had to kick me out of the house. Usually I was getting in trouble because I wouldn't come home. But I was outside playing. I was on my bike. I was playing baseball, wiffle ball, war. We were playing something. We were outside all the time. You got in trouble if you didn't go outside. Because if you stayed in the house, you had to work. Okay, you had to help do the chores. Now I'm going outside to play. But you didn't have this instant notification on everything. I mean, you can have something happen in the world, and before the actual details are recorded, it's all over social media. Listen, I use social media, and I use it for my job. I hate social media. I freaking hate it. It's awful. It's toxic. There's a reason in summertime when I finally get done with sports and I get that month and a half off before we go from baseball and softball over to football, that I unplug. I get away from it. It's toxic. I'm not on Facebook. It's toxic. Facebook is poison, okay? That is the devil's potion, is Facebook. Plus, I don't want to farm your stupid garden, okay? But the basic fact of it is that until we find a way to get some trust back in this country, it's just going to keep going sideways the way that it is. And I'm not pointing fingers at politicians. I'm not pointing fingers at this group or that group. I'm talking about as a whole. And until we do that, nothing is ever going to change in the positive for this country. That's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. Trust somebody. You may be surprised how far along you get. Hey, don't forget, next Friday and Saturday out at Borders, open house, stop in, stock up. I'll be out there on Saturday with the show. They'll have tons of pros in the house. We'll be out there to help you get all the stuff that you need, answering the questions that you need to get you all squared away. But all that coming up on the Borders Sporting Goods open house next Friday and Saturday out at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 there in Canonsburg. All right, Dickie and Coach E's up next. They'll break down all the great stuff. Coach E's going to bring you a lot of stats and a lot of good stuff. Dickie's going to talk. But that's coming up next. They'll get you all squared away. For everyone at the station, Dwayne Allen, I'm James Carr. Have a good weekend, everyone.
You've been listening to Let's Talk Sports on Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network. Let's Talk Sports has been brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Kentucky Farmers Bank, River Cities Builders, and JD Flooring in Greenup. Tune in next Saturday at 9 as we talk sports with James Collier on Let's Talk Sports here on Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network.
The Kool Hits 105.7 studios are sponsored by